Welcome to Volume 4. This is going to be more advanced techniques. I'm sure that you enjoy Volume 1, 2, and 3. Volume 4 will be very challenging, and I'm sure that you're going to enjoy it. Let's start practicing.
שלום, שמי חיים פאר ואני מישראל, מורה לאומנויות לחימה באוניברסיטת תל אביב. מייסד ומחדש הקפ"ף, קרב פנים אל פנים ליחידות עילית. אני מברך את מוני אייזיג מבחירי המורים לאומנויות לחימה בארץ ובחו"ל, עם הצלחה אולימפית והצלחות באליפות עולם בזירות הג'יו-ג'יטסו. שיוצא עם שיטתו הקומבט סורווייבל, הגנה עצמית נגד תוקפים או חמושים בנשק קר וחם. השיטה קלה ללמידה, מהירה להבנה ופשוטה מאוד ליישום. בעיקר מוסיפה המון לביטחון האישי. מומלץ ממני, בהצלחה למוני.
Welcome to Level 4. We're working now on ground survival. This is going to be another way to deal with somebody in between your legs punching. Let's look at that. Kevin, my student, will be in between my legs trying to punch. So I have a few ways to deal with that. One is, as you start punching, I'm blocking myself. And as you remember, we don't want to be stationary. We want to move. We don't want to be staying in one place. Now, saying that, sometimes it's not enough. We have to create distance between us. If I can insert both feet between his legs from the back, I can, as he comes punching, spread his legs. And he is losing his balance. His punching now will be less effective. Another way to deal with that is, as he punching, I'm putting my knees in front of him and arching. If I bring my abs up, and my butt is not touching the floor, he cannot punch now. But I want to use it for attack too. So, as I put my knees from the inside, closing myself, arching, I put one foot on his knee. See that? Right on his hip. And as he go, keep punching, the other leg coming here to the front and up to the chin. Right there. I can do it once or a few times if he's still insisting. But this is basically your spring here. So as he come to you, you can raise yourself and go there. So as you remember, we dealt with a headlock from the side in many different ways on Volume 1 and 2. Just a quick reminder, as you come and try to grab your head, Roman, maintain good balance, hitting the groin, pressure to the eyes, taking back, and so forth. This time, we're going to use a hip throw and a leg throw to take him out of balance. So let's pay attention to the move. He's entering and grabbing my head. This could be a situation that is standing sideways, but more realistically, it will be standing with his foot here. This is what happened in most of the cases. You place one hand on the shoulder blade, the very far shoulder blade from you. This is where you place the hand. The other hand grabbing his elbow. Now what you want to do is shift yourself to the front. So one leg is moving forward, and then the hip is moving inside. So from here, inside. In fact, I'm doing 1 and 2 move right to the front. Now ask him to let me go for a second. Imagine that I'm behind him. This is what I do. One more time. My legs are bent and I'm right in front of him. Let's look at that again. I'm inside between his legs. As I bend my legs down, I'm placing him on my back and lowering him on me. So let's look at that from the side. Here I am, bending my knees. From now, I'm pulling him to me. So he's resting on me like he's resting on a on kind of table. When I straighten my legs, is up in the air. So basically, all the lifting was with the legs. With your legs, with this maneuver, you can lift double of your weight without being extremely strong. This is a very simple motion that you can do if you're right underneath the center of gravity. So from here to here, bending your knees, pulling them up, straightening your legs, and here you go. Now I'm about 220 pounds. Roman is light, but Roman can lift me. Let's see. Here you go. It's nothing about strength. It's about getting right to the position. As you lift the person, you want to take him down. Taking down would be by continue pulling this arm in a circle motion. From here, I'm lifting, and now I'm pulling the hand in a circle motion over there, turning my head as well. He's going down, stomp to the face. Will be the best bet. Kick the spine, stay away from the person. Another option is to do another takedown, which will be similar in a way, but actually the hip is not as much involved. So what you do here, you're moving with your pelvis the same as you did before. But this time, instead of stepping in, I'm stretching one leg outside of his legs and keep it bent. I want you to have a view from the side. So he's standing with the side to you, and you're going to see that my feet is passing to here. Now all I have to do now is straighten my leg, and he's flying. So all the move here is hopping him over here. Again, it's technical move, it's no strength. From here, you can come right to the throat, because it's a soft target. One more time. We are dealing now with a front headlock. Front headlock, it could be very devastating, especially if you're inserting his hand underneath your chin. We dealt before about how to move the chin and put it underneath the hand. I will show you now how to do some different finishing from the front headlock. As he holds me from the front, he's pretty much exposed on his groin. So I can attack the groin, and I'll switch him so you can see better. Take this leg back leg. See? That can be easy attack. But that's not all. I can also insert my hand in between his head and mine and push his head down. Now grab it tight. And if I turn, you see that his head is now held just as much as my head. I'm twisting his head deeper inside, and now I can stick fingers to his eyes. This is a good position, so we practice the following. As he hold me, groin, grab fingers. We can do it by symbolizing. You take this foot back so they can see it a little bit. Okay, go. All right. Grabbing, touching. Again. You actually creating together a semicircle. My body is half round and his body is half round. Together we be a big wheel. And this is what we're going to do now. We're going to take him down with us. So we grab my head. I'm attacking the groin, attacking the eye. Taking a huge step with the outside leg forward. And as I do that, I place my hand on the knee, underneath to his knee. This is a position. The other leg is stepping in between his legs up to the sky, from here. I don't have to touch him, but because I landed so close to him, we become a wheel and we roll. Meaning, just imagine that he's like that, and I'm going to land with my butt about here. We're going to be a square, and squares do not roll. However, if I'm going to be here, and his head is trapped, no matter how strong he is, he's going to fall. So what you want to do is really go underneath him. This is what we do now. Groin, catch, eyes. Back down, turn, and punish. The following technique is extremely dangerous. We're only going to use it in life and death situation. Even for practicing, you have to do it with supervision of an instructor, a qualified instructor, on a crash mat. This is why we're going to perform it on a crash mat. We do basically the same move as we did before, the roll, without letting roll. We're just grabbing his leg, and this time make sure that he's going to fall on the back of the head, which is basically cause a spinal break. going to add now to your arsenal some more techniques against side choke. We learned for level 1 and 2 some escape from side choke, and here's some more for you. Again, the person is choking you from the side. You're going to the groin. You lift your hands, and between your body and his, under the chin to the eyes. As I said, 1 and 2. And now you're wrapping your hand around his elbow and lift it out and finish from here. Let's see that and explanation. Especially if he's very close to you, going to the groin is very simple. Even if he's very tight, you can move your hip and go in because he's not controlling your hip. Inserting your hand up, pushing the chin away. Most of the time, if you do it really strongly, you can actually push him away. But if you don't, let's say the person is much bigger than you, you just put the fingers right to the eyes. Now, if you see that, this is a great opportunity to grab his arm from the back. You lift your elbow, put it right around his elbow, and now, and this is the most important part, pivot your body. Take the legs that far away from him and twist yourself next to him. As you do that, his elbow turn. There is a lot of pressure right now on the elbow. As you lift this elbow, he's going down. Sometimes you just lift it, sometimes you kick the back of the knee, and you take him down. Another way, if he's very tight and very close to you, what you want to do is to use it as a hip float. So what I do, I move my hands from here to the back, here to here. And I do a side hip throw. Let's see it one more time. This is a very close situation. He's right resting on you. Your hands moving to the back. And now you can throw. One more option. It's very tight and very close to you. You drop your knees down and hold your hands together. This is the position. Now from here, moving my hand away from him and coming to the solar plexus. One hand driving the other hand inside. Sometimes we do it more than once, but usually it's great here and groin. We're going to deal now with bear hug from behind, underarm. So the person is holding you underarm from back. The very first thing you want to do is create a situation that is going to be focusing more on what's going down there. So there's a punishment. I'm putting a lot of my weight on one leg, lifting the other one, and going with the heel to his toes. This is a stump, again, to here, right above the toes. Like the same thing like you have knuckles here, this is like most of the pressure points right there. This will be 1. 2 is bringing the knee forward and going right to his knee. So right back. So 1 and 2. As soon as we do that, we're going to spread the legs and trap the head. Fingers to the eyes. We do not look. We just throw the hand inside, search the eyes, and put pressure inside. In order to get him, as bigger as a person, it's easier, actually. If he's shorter than you have to spread your legs more and arch. And now, you get him. Third thing you can do here is move to the side, to the groin. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Another option is to use your elbow wisely. You spread your legs and go with the elbows. One of your elbows is going to meet him. So what I do, I keep my hands together. Make sure that my center of gravity is quite low. If he's much taller than you, you don't have to spread your legs a lot. And now, when you move one elbow to one side, his reaction to go to the other side. Don't hide now.
Don't hit me then.
This is going here, and now hit him there. Something, 1, 2, 3. Eventually, you're going to hit him. You have some more options. The next option, you put one hand underneath his hand, the back side, and you prepare the other hand and going right here. No matter how strong is a guy, is going to feel it. Now, not to hurt yourself, we'll do it in the other hand. This has to be underneath to create a very, very solid support. You hold your fingers that way. Make sure it's tight. And what you're hitting now is right underneath the knuckle, this line. Usually it's take to knock, knock, knock 3 times, and it's open. As soon as it's open, you have many options. Option number 1, elbow to the face. Option number 2, grab any fingers that you have and turn, take them down. Let's look at that. Only in a situation that you see fingers that you can grab, you do that. You grab the 2 fingers, or 1 finger, it doesn't matter. What you want to do is to make sure that the narrow side of your hand will be right at the bottom of the finger, right here. So this is a good position to hold. This will be a bad position. So dip. Now, you don't want to take this hand away from you. You don't want to move it. You want to keep it right to your stomach. And from here, as I turn, it's going to come down. If I keep space between me and him, it won't happen. So if I grab his finger and I move it away and I turn, nothing happens. But if I do that and just press it into my stomach and make sure that my elbow moving above his elbow, turning, there you go. Doesn't matter how strong is the guy, will go down. When you go down, you can always meet your knee. So you can do the same thing. When you get the finger, go here. Make sure that you give him a knee on the way down. I'm actually stepping very close to him and turning to 90 degrees. So immediately his balance is not so good, but another thing happened, his leg is stacking between my legs. All of a sudden I can see his leg. Here I cannot see it. All of a sudden I can see it. Bending down, grabbing as low as possible, and from here I'm lifting the leg, not up to my chest, but more forward over there. Obviously in fight, he's not going to let go. He's going to grab you and take you down with him. And that's why we're going to continue. So, as I'm here, and I'm going down with him, you just continue down, pulling the leg toward me, and from here I'm lifting the pelvis up. Again, when you are putting pressure on the knee, make sure that the toes are toward you. This is the right angle, this is the wrong angle. From here, close your pelvis tight and bring it forward. If you do not have so much power, what you do, instead of pulling from here, you're wrapping your armpit here. And now as you're going back, your weight will do the job. Just as good. One more option that you have when he's holding you is bend your knees and arch your back to a point that you grab his head. Okay? Bring your head to the other side so I can see it. Take your head. There you go. So, first thing, you have to make sure to take his head. As you bend your knees, now you bring your pelvis very close to him, right here. Make sure that you roll his head deep inside and flip him over. However, if you keep holding you, you're actually rolling on top of him. Since this is a difference of weights between us, we are not going to do that. But for you to know, if we keep holding you, rolling on top of him on cement, will keep you safe and him not, because you're falling right on him. So one more time, the head is here. Bring your butt close to him. Flip down and finish. We're still dealing with bear hug from behind, underarm, but this time a big person lifting a small person. So when you lift it up, you still are not vulnerable. You can do a lot of things. First of all, we show you a situation that you've been lifted up by a bigger person. So Marcus will going to lift up Deb. He's coming from the back. She's not ready, and he's lifting her up. Now, what you want to do is to use his momentum of lifting her up and continue her hips up at the same time. So let's do just this move. As you lift up, she's moving her pelvis forward up in the air. That will help her to come back with a beautiful kick to the groin. One more time. As you lift, she lifts her pelvis and come back right to the groin. Obviously, the reaction of any person, of any man that got hit to the groin is to let go. And then she can continue with finishing with different ways. We chose to show you the elbows to the face, but there are many different ways to finish, as you already know at that stage. Now, if you don't possess the possibility to lift your pelvis up because you need some abs, muscle, and so on, and you're not strong enough, you can do the second way to do it. When you are going to lift her now, she's going to place one leg on your foot, on your feet, and lift herself up. So let's see that. She's going to support herself with one leg on his leg and lift herself up. Lift, you lift, and she lift. Let's see that from the other side. Okay, so you just turn around. Okay, and when you do that, you just keep lifting the same way. She's just going to place a leg there and lift up. That will help her to take her pelvis away. So this is a second way to make sure that your pelvis is far enough so you can come back with a kick or with a heel to the groin. There is a third way to do the escape. It's based on what we did with escape from bear hug from behind when we are on the floor, with tapping on the pressure points that I'll just show you. So let's see that when you're going to be lifting her up from there. This is facing the camera, and let's do that. And immediately after she lands, she is turning around with elbow to the face. So let's do that all together. That's right. If he's much taller than her, she can basically come with the head to, like the back of her head to his face. So let's do that. That's kind of a back head butt. Sideways, I think it'll be better. As you lift her.
I will.
Yeah. And go. Of course, she's going to do it strong, right to the nose. All right. Obviously, you can combine the two things together, headbutt and tapping on the hands and the groin. Everything can be worked together. Let's see one that you combine few things together. Go. That's it. Bear hug over the arms. This is a situation that your arms are held and he's coming from the front, usually a bigger person than you. So as he grabs you, grabbing his groin is the easiest one to do. Just your hands are there. So bend your knees and grab the groin. Second is bring your knee back and to the groin, as we know. So those two will be the first choice to do. The third is you bending down, lift your elbow up, and now you can go with elbows to his face. Again, first one, groin. Second one, groin. Third, you can also bring your hands slightly down by bending your knees, grabbing behind his chin and arching him. Bring him to the floor. Let's see that one more time. For this one, if he's holding your hands really tight, first go to the groin. You have some space, slide down, bring your hands up, arch him. Bring him down, and from here you can fight. Another option, in a very severe situation that you're much smaller than him, we bite the ear and tilt the head, or bite the nose and tilt the head. This is a situation that you have no other choice. When he grabs you, you basically move your hands to the back of him and kick the groin so you have space. Now you enter, take down, and punch the neck. We're going to deal now with a situation that somebody come and grab his two hands, your lapel. Basically, he's holding you this way, kind of pushing, pulling, shoving, and so on. Again, this is a very stupid hold, but I guess there are stupid people on earth. So when he's doing that, he's giving you a lot of opportunity to mess up his face. His face is right there. You can do a lot of damage. We do the head twist here, very simple. Usually the fastest way to take somebody down. One hand from the back, one from the nose, turning, taking down, finishing. Another option that you're having is lifting your hand up, putting your elbow together and hit it, but not down, but toward your body. This is a position that you do and stepping back. And from here knee to the face. Let's see that one more time. Lift your elbow up, make sure that they are solid, and from here the pressure is on his elbow, mid-elbow, toward your body here. As you do that, you're stepping back. One more option. As he holds you, put your fingers right on the thumb. Start pressure, he's going down. Let's see that one more time. See his thumb? Your thumb on top of his thumb. You push it in and outside. See a close-up? Right here. Push down. He's immediately let go. Pressure down.
When you're learning to roll over obstacles, you don't want to start with the biggest thing you can find. Obviously, you want to start from a small obstacle and work your way up. You can use kicking pads. Chairs are not such a great idea because they're hard. You want to start with something soft because in all probability there's a good chance you might hurt yourself. If you have a partner, you can also use your partner if he's brave. Joel, are you brave? You trust me? Sure. So the first position to start is very simple. I'm starting with my partner just being rolling flat on his stomach. The obstacle is actually more a psychological barrier, because usually when you're practicing, you're going to be able to roll over something this big anyways. But it's getting used to the footing and the placement of the hands. So if I'm going to do now the left side, just because my left foot is forward now, I'm going to be placing my right hand on the other side of him. So in other words, I don't want to do this and roll over him. I actually want to step over with my hand and literally almost like jump over him from here. Yeah, from here. If I can do this, I get used to this kind of height, I can start working my way up. So the next level, as opposed to being flat, I'm going to ask my partner to go what we call 8 position. 8 because there's 8 points touching the ground. And from here, depending on how big I am and how comfortable I am, I can get him to come even lower, even from here, or open up a little bit. Same thing. If I do the left side, the left foot is forward. Bring the right hand on the other side. And I need a little bit more of a jump from here. This is where it starts to get a little bit riskier because the damage now is going to be greater. I'm falling from a greater height. There's more impetus from here. So I have to make sure that my shoulder is going to be very much protected and the angle that I'm rolling is good. As it starts to get higher, we go to what we call 6 position now, 6 points. So the same thing. Now, no, you can have a base now, especially if I fall on you. You want to be wide with your hands, otherwise your face is going to kiss the ground. So from here, he's going to have 8 points on the ground. Actually, this is more 6 points on the ground, and obviously it's a little bit higher. If I get more comfortable from this stage, I can ask him to go to another position, which will be higher. Go to standing now. Yeah, and from here he's going to widen his stance, widen your feet a little bit. Yeah, go even wider, because we're going to go start lower from here, yeah? Yeah, and make sure your partner's head is tucked in. You never know, your foot might catch something. And then the same thing from here. Now, this is a little bit different because I'm not going to be able to stand facing him and just jump over. This is a kind of height that I actually probably need some momentum. I might need to take a couple steps. I might need even to start jogging a little bit before I go to him. And now the risk of injury is actually increasing because I'm going from higher. So what I need to keep in mind is when I'm coming over him now, that my head doesn't touch the ground, but in particular my hands are going to be breaking my fall in a sense of sort of catching the ground and absorbing the shock from here. All right? So you have to pay attention that there's going to be a certain degree of absorption with the hands. It's a little bit of a different movement as opposed to just rolling fluidly like on a different angle. If he's here, I have a choice of going up and then down, making sure that I'll be a very, very tight ball. Or if I run faster, I can go on a different arc like here. And there's going to be a little bit less force in terms of the catching, but I'll need to get more momentum, which is also a little bit trickier as well. In either event, you still need to tuck, be around like a ball, and if you go high and then down, just be aware that you're going to have to catch yourself a little bit and tuck your chin, making sure you don't land it all on your head, because you can do a lot of damage if you're not careful. And obviously, I can start getting crazy by asking my partner to go higher and higher from here, head down. And, of course, this is for black belt. The bulk of your training for the roll should be done on mats. Eventually, when you become more experienced, you can start then to practice on harder surfaces like hardwood or concrete or whatever you have. If you live in the Arctic and you want to practice on ice, it's fine. The point is that when you practice on mats, it's very safe and it's easy to train, but you get to points where it's a false sense of security if you're making mistakes because it's such a soft surface. You don't actually know when your elbow is bumping or your shoulder is bumping. You can get away with it. The difference with a harder surface is if you make a mistake, you're going to feel it the next day, or you're going to feel it right away. So let's see what it looks like. It's exactly the same thing. Okay, so as I mentioned, the roll is going to be exactly the same on a hard surface if you practice properly on mats. We don't have ice, but we do have black concrete. So you'll notice that it's still going to be soft. From here, it's exactly the same.
We're going to deal now with wild punches. Wild punches is most likely going to be like a hook punches. So when he throws the first hook, I'm blocking it. The blocking has to be anywhere between the mid of his elbow to here. You want to stay around here. If you pass and block around the biceps, you're going to get it. So this is where you want to block. You're blocking with the narrow side of your hand right here. Stepping, blocking. Go again, blocking. Now, you're trapping the head. And the way you grab your hands behind, it'll be this way. The reason we do that is to keep our elbows closed. This way, I can actually maintain a closed elbows on his chest. If I'm going to hold that way, you see that it's not as close as that way. As soon as I do that, it's hard for him to enter his hand. This is a good position right now to control the head. As I'm doing that, keeping the hand and bringing the elbow to the center of his chest, close to each other, I'm going to lower my base by stepping back. Lowering the base will create more pressure on his head. From here, the knee on the back going to enter to his groin. And if his head is down, it's going to be right to his head. Let's look at the move now. This is a front kick attack, and I'm hooking from the side. So as he attack, I'm turning 180 degree and trap it from the outside. One more time. This is a hook. As you see, immediately he's losing balance. I'm using the momentum here to lift the heel. So the other hand coming underneath, and I'm going to punch the heel, lifting up. On your knees. Now, we're going to deal now with gun held by two hands facing you. It's actually very close to what we learn at level 1 and 2. Let's pay attention. The gun held by Joel right in front of me, and the first thing I do is, as usually, basically cooperate in a very submissive way. Whatever you want, man, whatever you want. On your knees. Now, let's see the move now. Getting out of the line of fire is just by turning my body and pushing the wrist from here. I do not agree from any person that's trapping the hand over here to try to punch the face. It's a mistake, because if he's stronger, he's going to pull the hand toward himself, and you're going to be in trouble. The best thing to do is to control the gun and not to start messing with his face. The most important thing is to become like a magician, to make sure that the gun will be in your hand as fast as possible. So all our focus is always about getting the gun first. Do not trap and start elbow to the face, because he is stronger. He's going to get the gun and shoot you. So what you want to do is to get out of the line of fire. Getting out of the line of fire is twisting my shoulder sideways and pushing his wrist. So we will try. I will put my hands up now, very close to the gun, and all I do is this. See how fast it is. When I do that, I'm also pulling the hand that's not holding him back. When I pull it back, I actually now can use it as a force to grab the gun and twist it out. There are a few things that we have to remember here. Number one is I don't want to push his hand too far, because if I push it too far, this hand has to travel far away to get it. I just have to clear myself. This is just as good. So let's see it from this angle now. You're going to see it. Stay where you are. You're going to see it now. This is good. This is as far as you want to go. And with your hand, this hand going here. Grabbing the gun, pulling with the hand that grabbing the wrist toward me and bringing my elbow to his face. Stepping away on your knees. Now. Don't move. One more time. Anything you want, man. On your knees. Now. On your knees. Now, don't move. The next thing we're going to deal with is a gun that's going to be held to my head when you grab my lapel. The person grabbing your lapel, putting a gun to your head. Again, what you want to do is to cooperate, be submissive. Don't look to his face, look around the chest, whatever you want, man. And now, when your hands are here, make sure that it will be pretty close to the gun. Lower your knees and raise. As you lower your knees and raise, you can actually take the gun at the same moment. On your knees, now. Yes, he grabbed your lapel, but he cannot stop you from getting out of the line of fire. My hands are here. This is as fast as you need to do. It's actually very fast. As soon as you do that, and it's a little bit further, the other hand grabbing here, and now I'm doing the counter force. This hand pulling, this hand is pushing. If his finger is inside, he's going to rip his finger, if he'll put it in. But this is, any force here will open it. So whatever you want, man. On your knees, now. Don't move. On your knees, now. Don't move. We're going to deal now with the slash attacks. This is a situation that somebody take a knife and basically his motion is more slashing. It could be in different height, it could be on the low, on the high, or combination of the two. We're going to deal now with slashing around the stomach area. this is a slashing that's going to happen. What you have to remember when you're working with somebody is that to start moving with a slash motion, you have to keep a very good distance. And you have to work with his timing. You have to basically time his hand. If you pay attention now, if I'm slashing you now, this is one motion, and then my hand coming from here. And now, what you really want to do is to try to get the arm when it's coming to here, on the way back. You do not want to come and grab the knife from the inside. And I show you what I mean. If you slash me and I'm coming from the inside to try to block, I'm very close to a position that with this hand, you can punch, you can hurt me, take me down, and so forth. The first thing I want to do is to stay with the side to the opponent. I don't want to square to him, so he will have more space to slash. I'm basically with the side, closing myself. My feet can shuffle back and forth, and I really have to move away from any slash and try to catch it from the outside. This will be a good timing. Right now, when I grab it from the outside, I can react and do different techniques. If I miss this one, I have to let it go and wait for the second opportunity to do that. I don't want to try to go into the inside as much as possible. This is just an emergency situation. On level 5, I'll show you what to do from here. So now, the first thing you do is as you slash and you're from the outside, you trap the hand as strong as you can and take him from here down. And the knife is in your hand. Let's see that. You time it. You block it. One hand holding very strongly the wrist. He's most likely going to try to pull the hand out. Try to pull, which is okay. You bring your hand to the other side of the nose, lift up, and twist. As you twist, put your knee right behind his elbow, twist it to the outside. There is a pressure on the wrist. Second option. As you chop it from the outside, this is a position right now. You do the figure 4 that we learned from level 1, the same position. As you try to pull the hand, take him down, again the knife out. Let's see that again. Trap your hands together. The most important thing here right now is to keep the knife away from him. So I'm stretching myself to here, so he won't be able to grab the knife. If I stay here, he can try to take the knife with the other hand. So stretching it here, and now I have control. As he tries to pull, I'm lifting and bringing the shoulder behind him. So my elbow moving to the other side. From here, I'm turning, stay strong, and as I keep turning, more pressure on his elbow. Coming down, twisting his elbow outside. We learned so far in combat survival a few defenses against straight knife attack. So first of all, straight knife attack. This is the straight knife attack, and we learn how to use and utilize the hand that's close to the knife to take it away and then grab the hand. This time I'll show you another approach. This is a situation that you're standing sideways to the person. My hands are close to each other, and basically the back hand, which is my right this time, going to push his hand, and my left going to lock his hand. Go. So I'm actually faster locking the hand, which helped me to take the knife out. Let's see that again. Let's see the mechanism of the move. This hand pushing slightly, and at the same time I'm turning 180. Trapping his elbow, lifting it up, putting pressure down to take the knife out. Let's it again. Right there.
Give me your money.
Anything you want. We're going to deal now with situations that somebody grab you from the back and demanding. This is a very dangerous situation. The knife is in your throat from the back with a grip. So the guy, Roman in this case, will hold you from the back. He is demanding. He doesn't want to kill you right away. He wants something from you, and you have to relax him. So you raise your hand like you are cooperating and say whatever you want, man. At that stage, you have 1 second to react, and you have to act very quickly. You want to move the knife out of your throat, and in order for you to do that, you push the elbow from here to there. So this is the position that I do, right, to there. Right hand behind the elbow, the left hand will be around the wrist. Push over there. You do not have time to start inserting your hand from the inside. So you just grab the wrist, grab the elbow, push it inside. As soon as it's all the way in and the knife is away from you, you raise the shoulders that is elbow resting on. That would be my right against his right. As I raise it, you see what happened to his hand. It's have an angle now that I can go out. And now we have the restraint from the back that we learned. I'm putting pressure, take down, and take the knife out.
Give me your money.
We're going to deal now with axe handle or any stick. When somebody grab a stick or axe handle is coming to charge you, you have to understand 3 principles working against a stick or axe handle or baseball bat. For that saying, it will be the same. Number 1 is the timing. Number 2 is the distance. And number 3 is the oscillation power. So let's deal with all the 3 points. When he grabs a stick, timing for me as point of getting into the move is when he lifts the stick up. This is my time to get in. Or if I miss that part, is only when the stick is already down and he is about to lift it again. I do not want, from my point of view, to be coming when it's halfway in. That would be a terrible mistake. So timing, again, would be either as he start lifting, I'm getting in, or if I missed it, after it's been landed and he's about to lift it again. This is a timing. Distance is just as equally important. I want to be as far as I can from him or as close as I can to him, but I don't want to be midway. Meaning, I'm safe here, but very not safe here, and actually very safe here. So even if he's trying to use a stick against me now, it's kind of difficult, especially if he comes from the force from the top, and I'm so close. He uses very little force on me right now. It's nice. Do some more. That's good. All right, now. So close to him will help you. The third point that you want to remember is oscillation power. When the power travel here, this is the part that is going to be the most painful. Any kind of hitting that I'm going to do from here will hurt a lot, as opposed to this part. Even if I use the same force now, as I did before, it's not as painful as this. So the power here is the greatest. Here is not as bad, and here is close to none. So you really want to stay away from the edge and stay anywhere from here to the bottom. This is what you want to do. We're going to demonstrate now the same thing on watermelon. So you're going to see the force on the top to the bottom. As I explained, the oscillation power of any stick, including baseball bat, would be very strong around here and less strong here, or almost none here. We're going to try now to show you how it's going to look on the watermelon. I'm going to first hit it with about the mid of the baseball bat, and with the same power later on with the edge. Let's see what happens. With the center. Now we're going to take a fresh one. And let's compare. Same power. You can see the difference. As you can see, I'm charging in as he starts lifting. One hand going to the nose, the other hand is blocking. Even if I miss the move and I'm very close to him and he continues with his force down and hit me, it won't be bad. So being close is safe. This is a good position. If my hand is right around the nose and I'm pushing the nose back, I can take him out of balance. One leg is outside, the other leg going from the outside as well, ripping the leg down. Now you can see there is a lot of pressure here. By moving the pelvis forward, you're having the stick. The hand on the nose here right now is resting, but in reality I'm going to push it all the way back there. So his balance is already bad, out of balance. You got the stick. One more option that you're having is coming from the outside and let it travel down. Hold the stick. Now when you hold the stick, when it's down, hold it one hand very close to his hand, the other hand very close to the edge, but this is after the power been traveled already And from here, what you want to do is pivot, almost like you're trying to give an elbow to his face. And in fact, you want to hit him with this part. Let's say it again. First of all, this is a shifting block. So against his right will be my right. I'm turning 90 degrees to him. Let it travel. Let it travel, go here. Let it travel, go here. Twist and elbow to the face, which is basically not the elbow, that's just the stick, but the maneuver is here. Okay, one more time. As bigger is the leverage here, easier is going to take the stick. If I'm holding this way, it will be harder for me. But here is a lot of force. If you want to make the force even greater, make sure that this part will be over his wrist, here. Now it will come out easily. Yes, right here. Hold tight. You don't have to be strong, it's a leverage. Another option that you're having is going to the side the same way with a shifting block, and from here hitting the wrist. You let go because you know how painful it is. We done it yesterday. So here I am, and right here where he's holding. So as he's holding, just go here, the stick is in your hand, and of course you can punish. This is going to conclude level 4. Go train, go practice. You must be preparing to protect yourself in any time, and we're going to meet you at level 5.
Look, I'm trying though. It looks like you're trying.
This is being fun. Ground 4G1 Master, take 2. Ground 4G1 Master, take 2.
Okay, sports fans, let me tell you something. This is for P-I-E.
Well, you can come up 2 steps, please.
4, start, take 1.
Action.
Welcome.